name is Jasmine INEZ. Model-based actress and designer from Philadelphia. So, yes.
How long you been designing clothes?
Well, I've been making clothes since I was a kid, so it's always been a thing. But it got better and improved more when I went to certain schools or certain programs or whatever. And then, my college. My college was actually fashion design, and I went there for fashion design and marketing and jewelry and metal design.
Wow.
Yeah.
You always knew that you wanted to do this, huh?
Yeah. I always knew that I wanted to be an artist of some sort. I just didn't know which one.
I'm about to say, you got any other talents besides fashion?
Oh, yes. I paint. I mean, I pretty much do everything across the spectrum. Anything that is, changeable, like reusable. I usually use reusable things for my designs. That's a part of the whole message of what I do is to create purpose for things that lose purpose. So, yeah.
Right. So your whole thing is you turn nothing to something.
Yes, pretty much trash to treasure. Like,
what?
People throw out things, they feel like it's useless, and it has more purpose behind whatever the purpose is in the beginning. So, or you can literally just, what I like to call is increase its value. Something that loses value like that, you want to make it something like furniture, for instance. People take furniture, they reupholster it. You probably bought that piece for maybe $75 at a yard sale or whatever. But once you reupholster it or do something to it, you can sell it for like $200, $250. And then, there's things that you can do to always improve something. And there's always minor things in fashion too that get done over because what they thought was the best wasn't the best. So they'll redo it and then it'll be more valuable because it already existed. So it's a bunch of different things that, it just takes place in it. And I enjoy the process because when you see someone's reaction to a jacket or a shoe or something that they threw out and you just remade it into something totally different, it sometimes it just never clicks to people like, yeah, you can reuse this.
It actually blew my mind at the fashion show that DJ had. That was my first time being aware of who you were.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. I'm seeing the clothes, but seeing the clothes before I seen who made the clothes. You know what I'm saying? So after I seen it, I'm like, wow, she's so super talented. You know what I'm saying? Like,
thank you.
What's your zodiac?
I'm a Taurus. That's what the whole green thing is about, is the emerald. I love it. I'm attracted to it. But the Taurus is motivated by creativity anyway. We're really profound with creativity and just anything that we can get out of life that has meaning, we'll really do that wholeheartedly. I feel like any Taurus.
Right.
So
it's unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stubborn.
You can be stubborn, but
it's stubborn. It's a good thing to be stubborn when you focus on your dream and don't let nobody steer you the wrong way.
Actually, it works in my favor on my dream because ever since I was younger, the starving artist quote, you always get that thrown at you. Like, how are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to afford life? How are you going to afford kids? It's like, I didn't think about all of that. I was thinking about really just, and when you're a child and you're doing arts and crafts, it's flowing from the heart. So you're literally just in your own world when you're doing it. And then you have people tainting you with things that's not even on your agenda yet. You're not thinking about it. And, so for a long time, I've accepted that I might just be a starving artist. So after you just accept it, you just keep going. It doesn't even matter.
Where you from?
I'm from Mount Airy, actually. I'm from around, my family lived in all parts of Philly. So I just, I claim Mount Airy and West Oak Lane and Germantown and, Uptown.
Right. Who do you see in the industry wearing your clothes? Do you have dreams that you want to meet up with people?
Oh, yes. All types, yes. Well, I know for a fact I would love Lady Gaga to wear my clothes.
I said the same thing. That's crazy.
Love her to put something on. It's something about those. It's really because those kind of artists are the artists that I aspire to kind of be, that energy. You know what I mean? Because I'm developing myself in sound right now, currently. So there's just certain things that you just look for in artists that you see, and it's like that passion and that power, and it pours out into the costume. And it's like sometimes they don't even have to do much because the costume is just so much anyway, you know. So I would like, if it were somebody ideal, it would be Lady Gaga for sure.
Erykah Badu.
Erykah Badu, now that's my mom. That's my mother. I don't think nobody knows this.
Right.
So yeah, that's my mother. You know, yeah, she could definitely get anything from me. And a few other people too. You know, like there's just a few characters that's out now. I don't know how to pronounce her name, Shinshia or Shinsia. I don't. The pronunciation.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about.
She has this vibrancy about her, like Lizzo. I love Lizzo. Missy Elliott came to me and asked me for something. I would love to make Missy something.
Wow.
Yeah, of course, that would be monstrous. I think me and Missy would be like the team. Like we probably take some stuff over.
I agree. Like in a judgmental society.
Let's not forget Tierra Whack because she's
for sure. For sure. Shout out to Tierra Whack.
Yeah, shout out to Tierra Whack.
Crazy. It'll be crazy.
Oh man, the stuff. Well, actually, there's a couple pieces that when I started making them, that's who I had in mind originally because she's so close to home is Tierra Whack. So yeah.
Right. Right. Like having a unique eye for fashion in a judgmental society, do you find it difficult to stay dedicated?
No.
Right.
No, because one thing. So I'm semi-philosophical sometimes. One thing about me, for sure, that I know is that I've kind of always been isolated. It's always been a separation between me and the popularity, me and the main anything. So I'm comfortable now, you know. It gets a little bit weird when you have certain things happen in the industry, of course, you know, like certain people doing things that seem like they're doing the same thing that you're doing. How do you separate yourself? But the reality is that that's going to happen. And it's like, okay, well, how do I make sure that never happens in the way that they can't deny that it was me first? So my aim is always towards being so bizarre and being so separate and whatever that means, you know, and I kind of nitpick at myself from high school. I used to do the most weird things on purpose. It's not like, you get on certain people's nerves, you know, to pixel them. You're just like, okay, I'm messing with you. I'm gonna just keep doing it. So those things are the things. So those things are the things that I kind of carry out with my costumes. And the one thing I know for sure that still sticks and resonates is the toy thing, you know, because that's like, you know, nobody expects an adult to still play with or mess with toys or manipulate toys and things like that. So it's like, yeah, I kind of aim to be that person and be that thing in the room, because if it's something that you can't identify, you're talking about it. If it's something that you cannot identify, you're talking about it. So either way, it's getting talked about.
Right, but we're at. Right. So you pride yourself in being forever young.
Yes. I mean, you know, I've come to the idea that, you know, getting old is going to happen too, but it's going to happen. But I would love to, you know, remain young in other ways and other, you know, spiritual ways, and just remain fresh and current and up to date. And, you know, thinking forward is a young kind of phrase, is a young kind of concept, you know, thinking forward. When you get older, you kind of just sit in your ways. So you tend to be in the present to the past, not in the forward.
Right.
So I'm trying to be in the forward, you know, and that's where I really want my business, for instance, I definitely think that it's a fashion forward business, for instance, because of the fact that it's recycled. All of it's recyclable pieces. All of it's been upcycled. All of it's been thrown away. Mm-hmm. So it's like at some point, you know, that's what's going to happen in the fashion industry. I project that. I think that's what's going to happen. You guys are going to get so filled with things you've already made fresh that it's like, what do we do with it? We're going to have to recycle it. Who do we give it to? The person that knows how to recycle.
Right.
Now you have a new lane for designers that recycle only, and then you have a lane for designers that make things only.
Right. Like keeping a youthful spirit is everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's like one of my quotes right there, to stay young as possible. Be mature, but keep a youthful spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what would you say to your younger self? What advice would you give your younger self?
Oh man, if I could talk to my younger self, I don't even know. We're hot in the future, you're not going to be this way forever. I promise you, you know, like, it's like, no,
Right.
I would just tell her to like embrace the weird, embrace it. It's a hard pill to swallow. Being uncanny and being awkward or being weird, being separate, I like to call it. But it's one of those things that is one of those things that has to happen either way, whether you are popular, unpopular. It's a part of becoming. If you ever wanted to climb a ladder so high, like you ever wanted to elevate so high, everyone that's up there tells you it's lonely.
Right.
The reason why they tell you that, because you have to be able to be very judgmental about what really matters with this thing that you've been given. If it's a gift that's been given, you really have to fight for it. Like, so a lot of people don't understand that fight. A lot of people haven't seen that fight. They never stepped in it. A lot of people haven't fought real people. So it's like, now you have a person that's willing to do all those things. What do they do next? You know? And it's like, now I have no choice. This is what I stand on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't even know what else I would say to my younger self.
That was amazing right there. Like, that made a lot of sense. I like that a lot.
Like, my younger self, for real, I don't know.
You gave some good advice to your younger self just now. That was amazing.
I did, but it's so much that you could just, if I could sit there and tell myself. But I think that she would be proud though, because of the decisions that I've made on my craft. So
right. Yeah. Who are your top five favorite designers?
Oh, there's so many. I would say, all right, so you guys aren't gonna, you probably won't know all these names or whatever.
That's why I'm asking, because I want to look it up later.
Vera Wang.
Sure.
Vera Wang for sure. Vera Wang.
I know Vera Wang.
Okay. I'm going to say, ooh, this is bad. I do not want no fights over this when I get up there and they have this conversation. You remember that video you posted? Like, okay. Oh, man. All right. Bessie Johnson. She's one of my inspirations. She has to come up there. She has to go up there. I would have to say that, because I don't really stay current, so you guys are going to have to excuse me on this one. So her name is Lucy Wu, and she's a Asian-inspired designer, but she does a lot of crochet things and knitted pieces and bizarre, just strange things. And I would have to say the last two. This is going to be bad. I'm going to leave them there at the 3 for right now, because I got to think about this too. I'm scared to say any more names, because it's going to be like, ooh. You missed one, okay.
Yeah. Any song you ever like coming up, what would be your theme song when you enter the room?
What would be the theme song when I enter the room? Ooh. It depends on the character I decide to walk in the room as. I got to give it to that, because there's so many. I don't know if you've noticed.
Today's character.
Changes, I change a lot.
That's what he just said in the comments. He didn't even realize it was you. You got to feel.
Yes.
Today's character, what would you walk in the room as today?
Well, this is definitely Jasmine. This is my Jasmine in the house mom look that I've been sitting around with, because I've been placing stuff down here for presentation purposes for the interview.
Right.
So this is just my regular artsy kind of swag, but there's like maybe 9 levels of Jasmine that I've uncovered so far, and each one of them is very different from the next. And I'm
So I'm gonna say "I'm Every Woman" by Whitney Houston. Then how about that?
Yeah, you know, it's funny, because a lot of the time when you're having these conversations with people, they're not comfortable enough to say that kind of thing, and it's like, if you got a little bit more than 2 people in you, that's cool. Like, that's fine.
Like, we all go through different. Like, I'm a Buddhist, so I believe in the 10 worlds. You know what I mean? We go in and out of the 10 worlds, and I believe that got to do with different personalities. You know what I'm saying? And you got to remain in your top 5, your higher self. But your lower self is the bottom lower 5 treacherous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they
Very,
still are
very
needed. They
prevalent
still are
thing
needed.
going on.
They still are needed. Your dark side is still needed. It's just
It
about
is.
balance.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's deep. That's crazy you said that. I got like 9. I name them all too, because I make music. So I got like 9 too. I agree, like 9 or 10.
Yeah. It's about 9 levels, I'd say.
I'm
And I
still
wouldn't even call them levels. They're characters. They're like their own entities, you know, and this judgment is so much.
I'm still learning them, all of them. I mean, it might take a lifetime to learn all of them.
Yeah, I don't think I want to.
Right.
I think I like the whole surprise.
Spontaneous.
Yeah,
Right.
I like to be surprised at what I'm capable of doing. Over the years, you just start.
That's
That's
funny.
like part of life, you know. Oh, she knows how to do that. Oh, that's what's up, Jazz. I didn't know you knew how to do that.
I like that a lot.
Huh?
It's so funny. Like, you like movies?
Oh yes, of course. I get down with the film. You know,
Your top 5 favorite movies.
number one's going to be Alice in Wonderland in
Mm.
all forms. That's my favorite book. It's my favorite illustration. It's my favorite everything. So it's that. Then I'm going to say that it is going to be Jim Carrey in The Grinch, because that man's just sickening. Like, he's just ridiculous.
Shout out to my Capricorn brother, Jim Carrey. Capricorn.
The Phantom of the Opera.
Mm.
Yeah, I know. It's a real good one, right? And then I don't know the actual way of saying it, if it's the Scarlet Letter or Letter Scarlet or whatever. It's one of those ways of saying it, but I love that film. And then it's another film that's what is it? Is it 4 Seasons? It's 4 Seasons, I think. It's called 4 Seasons. These are like, you know, English style movies and stuff. You know, like I usually watch like the English whatever, but
that was easy for you. That was an easy one.
Yeah, because I be watching it, so it's like, it's like, okay, I watched that. Now the designer thing, because there's so many, and I kind of use a lot of different ones for inspiration. It's difficult, because it's like, how do you place them in any order for importance, or which one you like the best? Because it's like there's so many reasons why. It's not even, for me, it's not even all fashion designers that I'm inspired by, actually. You know, like a lot of the pieces that I make are constructed underneath with housing equipment, stuff that I get from Home Depot, nails and wire and steel barb and stuff like that. So a lot of like mechanical people, like Tesla, for instance, very inspirational company. You know, it's just the engineering of it. It's something that I look to, or architecture too. So
it's amazing.
Yeah,
Never would have knew. That's why I love interviews, like, because I would have known that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
A clothing designer inspired by Tesla. Fire.
Oh yes, no. Well, when my little brother, he came to me one time for Halloween for a mascot helmet, and I made him a mascot helmet. And I recycled some pieces from something I found, and found a way to stuff it and everything. And it was Chuck E. Cheese head, so I made him that. And the reason why he was so obsessed is because he loves animatronics. And now there's a bunch of like fashion that's going around in the world, that the fashion is kind of like forming itself or building itself or falling apart on its own and making new pieces. It's like it's technology taking over fashion.
Right.
So when I get to a certain level to invest, I definitely want to do some electronic fashion, some pieces that can change on their own, or robotic pieces, something that literally changes the idea of fashion, or something innovative like that, like fashion forward.
Right. If you came back reincarnated as an animal, what animal would it be?
I don't know what animal I would be. I think I would be like a it would need to be some type of bird. It would definitely need to be some type of bird. I don't want to be an animal on foot or anything. Or you know what? My favorite animal is a monkey. I don't mind spending my life as a monkey, honestly. I really would. Right. Because it's my favorite animal. It's like, why not? You know, they're cool.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
What's your dream vacation?
Ooh, I would spend like, if I could really vacate, it would be away. Like, not a tourist attraction. If I go to like Bali, for instance, or something like that, I don't want to stay in like the little hut in the tree that's all the way. I want to stay in a tent in the jungle somewhere next to the waterfall. Like we camped there, like something like that, like something explorational.
Yeah,
And peaceful.
that's dope.
And peaceful, because there's so much, all this other stuff that's happened, all of it's been glamorized, and it's like we haven't really taken in to the nature's beauty and stuff like that. I would feel like if I could get close to home enough, it would be the national parks. I would probably vacate there a lot, you know, because you could just hike and walk and do whatever the whole way through.
What's the farthest you ever traveled?
Well, California.
Yeah,
that's the farthest so far. That's where my school was.
Right.
My college, and yeah.
What was your major?
It was fashion design and fashion merchandising. That was all combined in one. And then I did, it was like another type of degree that was metal, jewelry and metal design.
Right. What's your favorite genre of music?
It would be pop. It'll be pop. I'm gonna have to get pop that. I don't know what genre Prince is. I know somebody's gonna hate me for saying this on my live because he said he was gonna tune in and he does not like Prince. But Prince is my
I do not like Prince. Like, who don't like Prince? Like, come on, man.
Right? Like, I don't get it. Like, just the hate from that. Like, you can't not like Prince. It's cool, but we're not being judgmental. We're just saying something's not right.
If I like something about Prince, it's probably because I didn't get enough music from him.
Right.
That's how.
It's something about him being like not so pushed forward that it drives a lot of people crazy, because he was super talented, super talented.
Like, can you imagine like 15 albums from Prince? Like, that's amazing.
Man,
that's crazy. You know, less is more though. You know what I'm saying? That's why they hold him at a high regard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what? Doves cry? Like, what?
Oh man, no. My song is the what's the song? The Beautiful Ones. That is my song. Okay.
Check it out.
That mesmerized. I just could not. I was just like, what? And then,
right.
And as a kid, you don't really know what he's talking about, but you just kind of feel that song. It's like, I don't know what these feelings are, but okay. Okay.
If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
It would have to be for changing children's lives. If I was remembered for anything, because that's my overall goal anyway, is to become a philanthropist of sorts and invest in young women's lives, number one, and young children's lives overall, because there's not nobody I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like there's nobody out here really protecting them. And
at all.
It's because I've seen some things up close that I'm not too, like me, I wasn't, when I saw it, this is my first encounter, and I wasn't too proud about it, even as I mean, I was doing what I needed to do. I had everything that I needed for myself, you know, my family and everything like that. I had a job. I was going back to school. And then you see this kid, and, you know, you have a good job, and then you see all the other people on the train with good jobs. They got their little watches, and they all dressed up, all flashy. And this kid gets on there, and they don't got no coat.
Right.
They don't got no coat bag. They got skin problems, skin allergy problems. And it's like, I at that moment literally felt some level of something, and I just couldn't stand it. So my goal after that experience has to be to get children in better positions, you know, and that's going to be somewhere in the mix of all of this, I guess, of course. But of course, the first thing I was thinking about doing was starting some type of program that can actually benefit young women's lives, build them up, credit them for the things that they might be doing, and grooming them to be the next generation of women to take over this world that we're living in. You know what I mean? Like pearls of wisdom type thing.
Right.
To say, like a passing down of the crown or the baton, because somebody has to do it for our girls, because we all see what's happening. We all know what's going on, and we all know how everything's moving. But if you have somebody over it, helping and telling them based off of experience, based off of what they've done, based off of who they know, based off of where they've been and everything like that, and place them in the right positions, that will be an extraordinary group of girls. You know, Oprah did it with the girls in Africa.
Right.
But the girls in America need it. Like,
right.
So, yeah.
Either way you look at it, like that's what Buddhism represents as well. Like people probably think it sounds corny, but the mentor disciple relationship
Right.
is very important, and that's missing in the community.
Right.
That's why my next question is: if you had one thing to say to the youth, what would it be?
If I could say one thing to the youth, it would be to I would say stay different.
Mm-hmm.
Stay different. If you're different now, you're going to be different as an adult. There's no way to stop that. If you're different now, you can learn how to accept yourself and grow to be one that's happy about it.
Right.
And if you're different now, that's your protection. That's a part of keeping you out of stuff that you don't need to be in, stuff that can hinder you from getting where you need to get to at the time you need to get to, distractions of all sorts, and just unnecessary extra add-ons to things that you don't want to have to clean up later on. Being different controls all of that. It keeps you focused. It keeps you on the straight path and that narrow path at that, because you really don't have nowhere to go.
Right.
So embrace the different.
Not looking for no validations.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Because as you know, every time somebody talks about it, anybody that's talked about it, it's always been, it's the formula.
Mm-hmm.
I separated. Somewhere along the lines, it broke off. The connect broke off, and that's how I ended up here.
Right. Mm-hmm. You ever had to change your circle? I was about to say that. You ever have to change your circle to get focused?
Would I rather change my circle?
Did you have to ever in your life? Did you ever have to change it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. I mean, it's a continual thing. Right. As you elevate, you're going to keep changing your circle. Where you go into certain groups, especially with me, I tend to change my circles a lot because I have so many different things going on. So, you know, I have a model circle, I have the film circle, and then you have the artist circle, and then you have, you know, there's so many different, mom circle. Mom circle is completely different from anything else because, yeah, so there's so many different things, but changing your circle is necessary for growth. It's right. Like changing your pot. If you plant a seed in a pot, at some point the plant's going to overgrow it. So you got to replant it somewhere where it can flourish, where it can grow numerous, and you have to remove yourself. You have to replant, regrow, reassess, all that stuff. So
it's great analogy.
Yeah.
Like if you could say like 3 things or just one what you don't like about the fashion industry.
Ooh, it's a lot. Actually, it's quite a bit. I feel like I'm Cruella to this because
what?
Oh yes, I think I'm Cruella to this. Because the fashion industry is it's not, first of all, it's very much Europeanized. Let's start there. So a lot of the standards are beauty standards by Black women. We're kind of defying all the standards right now. We're taking over. And because we're taking over, because we have voices now in the fashion houses, it's changing things. It's changing a lot about how people see other people and other races and other, you know, just forms and genders and all types of stuff, because these people are showing the strength and the resilience to maintain and stay in those houses and take over. The fashion industry doesn't embrace, in my opinion, enough where they're starting to do it, but it's still not enough natural hair. And what I mean by that is natural hair, not naturally pressed hair, not naturally processed hair, not naturally coiled hair with any type of use of any products.
Right.
Natural hair. You don't see it because it's not embraced enough. I don't see locks enough. I don't see those things enough. I don't see braids enough in commercials, honestly. In my opinion, as many braids you can see, no, because it's a commercialism thing. It's a cleanup thing. I also know that in the fashion industry, one of the reasons why I had to stop walking was because of judgments about height. That was a big thing. And no matter how good I walk, I mean, you could be you could be 5'5" and walk a mean strut, and they would literally look at you like, we wrote 5'9", and it's like, wow. wow, you know, so it's like you can't really stop those things. Those are the ideals of it. And then the third thing I would have to say about that is the fact that how much it takes to push inward. There's a lot of stealing that goes on with the push in. You know, me as a designer trying to get in there, I'm showing my stuff on Instagram or on Facebook, or I'm on Twitter, or I'm on Etsy or Amazon, wherever you find my products at. And then these people will get on there, literally see your product, take a picture of it and steal it and use it and sell it. And it's happened to a couple of my friends who are also designers and models. And it's something that we, even as a model, like you can have your work stolen from you. They'll just use your whole concept in a picture and steal it. And there's no way to protect you from that. But the thing is, it's like, so this is my push in, but you guys are stealing from me. So how do I push in? So it's like those things are stuff that we really, I don't even know if we can stop it all the way, because it takes obviously some of that to push all of this, you know.
Yeah. So. I always look at it like you're doing something right and people still, it's a part of the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got to come to the source eventually.
Yes.
You want to keep, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's a good thing. I'm glad you noticed it.
No,
though.
Yes. And it's not even, so my thing is always, this one thing that I started was which is being called the pipeline design or something like that. You've probably seen it all around because somebody has a engine that's pushing it like that. But what I started was actually called the Cozy Collection 2 years ago, which is what you see on my costumes currently. It's this fuzzy material, which I got a piece that has some.
Yeah, let me see.
So you have like this
fire.
Is a refurbished baseball helmet.
Yeah.
So this is the material that I use for it. Is this string. And 2 years ago, I didn't see much of anybody using it for anything. So I started my collection, which was cozy. And now I see a bunch of people using it all over the place and everything like that. However, somebody made it a valid point to tell me, like, yeah, we see somebody using these things on stuff that we see you have. But however, just think about how that was made. How fast did it take to make that? And it's like, this took a lot of time. This is going to last a long time, considering that it's an artistic piece. And not many people are probably going to get to wear it. So just think about those things, those facets before, you know, jumping and say, oh, this person stole this person stole that. Most people are doing it because they see you doing it and they're mocking it and they're just making fast pieces. It's like fast fashion or something like that. This isn't fast fashion. So I expect it to last a long time. I expect it to last for generations. I expect it to be in museums. I want it to be all over, you know, sellable and resellable and then upsellable and increased in value, because now I just increased this value, you know. The helmet that I got from a thrift store that was throwing it out is now can be sold.
I think that it's so high.
Yeah.
Put you on fire.
I mean, I brought out a few pieces if you wanted to see them. So.
Yeah, I want to see. I do want to see.
Oh,
that was hot.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let the people down. Let the people see. That's what this is all about. Look at this, man. It's amazing.
Okay, so these are like my bags, and it's a few accessory pieces here, but like, see, I bead everything and literally turn it into a bead. And sometimes when I buy it, I keep the tags on some of it. So this is like the original tag of this toy. I don't know.
Fire.
Yeah, so and it's a bunch of stuff like that. And then I have, which is my favorite, is my 3D bags. Anything that's like a dessert or something that is made to look like a dessert, I try to make it as three-dimensional as possible. So we have like cookies and stuff. Then these are my pretzel bags, and they're printed.
I got the pretzel bag. The pretzel bag is fire.
Thank you.
It's just like pretzel with the yellow mustard. You feel me?
Yeah. And the idea came from me, you know, wanting to do something for Philly. And I was just like, you know, as a designer, how do I staple myself, but also tell people that I'm from Philly without saying it? And it's like, if you go anywhere else in the world, even in California, and you say, I want a pretzel, they look at you like, you're crazy. Like, what? A pretzel? Like, what? Why do you want a pretzel right now? It's like, if you go to Philly and you say you want everybody's eating pretzels all day long. What do you mean we want a pretzel for? So, yeah, so these are some earrings, too. And these are tacos. Hey, Teeps. Some mushrooms, some bags, some more bags and stuff. So that's really what I got right here. And then of course you got like paintings and stuff that I do. This is one of my favorite paintings so far because it's literally real coins all in there. So yeah, and that was one of those pieces, like, you know, and you just find like the frame I found in like a junkyard situation, like an outside junkyard situation, put the picture in there and did my thing. So, but yeah, that's what I mean. That's literally what I be doing.
You think your art is somebody that applies themselves in your work. Tell us about your relationship with Red Snapper.
Oh yeah. So, oh man, that is my girl. Okay, so Red Snapper is literally like, I don't want to snap. Forgive me. She's like mom and she's like sister. So, so yeah. So Snap is she's just super phenomenal. I met Snap at a what was it, an audition. We was up in the audition. I forgot what the film was called, but we were both there and she came in and she just was this energy in the room. That's what I'm attracted to. I love energy in the room. And she didn't have to do too much. She just came in and just was saying stuff like regular, her regular tone voice, but I was catching what she was saying and I was cracking up. And I was like, man, she is funny and energy. So, oh, thank you.
I know. You're inspired, bro.
So yeah, so I mean, like, and ever since, like, I told her that day, I was like, listen, I'm gonna make you some stuff. I want to work with you. I want to do some stuff for you. And she was telling me some things about what she wanted to do, what she's seen herself doing. And I get inspired by people's story. I get inspired by what they want to do. I literally become like signed on. As soon as you tell me something like you want to do, and I know we can work together on it, I'm like, okay, that's ours. We're going to do that. We're going to make sure we get that down. Because that's really what it's going to take. It's going to take a ladder of us to get there. Nobody gets to that point yet. They're going to catch on to it later maybe, but we need a ladder of us, a ladder of serious us's to do this. So she's very serious and very dedicated and just a beast in any situations that I've seen her in, like literally like the best mentor I could have.
That's amazing.
That's literally like the best mentor I could have. And I'm just honored to be able to make her stuff. Like, and it's so funny because, you know, she'll start thinking something and I'm just listening to her think, and then I'm like, she don't even know I'm about to take this all the way left, but I'm gonna let her talk. So, and then I come back with something and it got like stuff, and she's like, yo, it got a car on it, and the car, I'm like, yeah.
Utilize everything. You utilize
everything because it's going to wind up in the trash. So why not?
That's cool.
So yeah, and I mean, that's our connection now. We're growing to more because we're learning more about ourselves in this whole thing and how we work with each other, and even with us collaborating on Yo Bro, which is already certified sitcom, and this is Krishawn Shaw. We literally just, it was something that was just natural, so natural to the point that both characters became their own that moment. And we knew it. Like, we had just that short period of time to learn the lines, and we just was like, this is just us. Like, this is how I really am with you. Like, I'm the elf. Like, this is really us. So yeah, so it's so funny because we play off each other so well, and it moves good, and it's natural, and I'm learning from her, which is also a really excellent thing for me. So yeah,
I was surprised when I see you on Saturday. So you act like the act too. The acting as well.
Yes. Shout out to Jimmy the Saint. So Tiffany is a very interesting character, that one. I love her because she's just that girlfriend thing. That playing those characters are always so funny to me because it's like, what can you do to get on this guy's nerves right now? Like, so yeah.
So you got more movies coming out?
Yes, it's a bunch actually. I'm supposed to have a film coming out with wait, give me a second because I gotta remember his name for right now, but I can't remember his name. Oh, never mind. Amir Rogers. Rogers has something coming out that's being released called Johnny Series, and I'm in that for a short period, for a short second, and then I believe that's it for now. That's supposed to be coming out because all the other ones came out. So there was Stick Up Boy that came out recently, and I was just in that
Right.
for a short period, like nice little intro thing. And then the other one was Saturday. It was recently released.
Right, right. If you did a biopic, who would you want to play you in your biopic?
Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. You know, as an actress,
That's interesting, right?
yeah, because
Yeah.
it would have to be. I would have to see them. I would have to
Yeah.
see them like in front of me to be able to choose, because everybody's so different from me, and I know that playing me in my scenarios is not going to be how you see me now. They get kind of goofy, get weird. It's bizarre on this side of town. Hey T.
Definitely too unique. That's what I wanted to ask you that.
Yeah.
Sure. Like out of your five senses, if you had to eliminate one, which one would it be?
Mm. Why? These questions are intriguing. Okay, wait, let me see. If I could eliminate one, it would have to be either sight or sound. So if I
Yeah.
take sight, I'm not gonna be able to see anything. So I'm gonna just have to take
Yeah.
sound. I have to be deaf. I would have to be deaf. Yeah, because I gotta touch. There's no way you can just lose touch like that. That's just nah.
And smell, right?
Yes. Well, smell. I think you should have smell.
Right.
I think you should definitely have smell for sure
I,
on lock.
I said eliminate smell, but I hear what you're saying though.
Yeah.
Sound is. I
Sound,
make music, so sound won't be
when you
for me.
eliminate
But I hear
sound,
you.
the vibrations kind of change your depiction of everything anyway. You know, all your senses get stronger, so your sight's going to improve amazingly. Your touch is going to improve, your taste, and your smell. You might not be able to hear everything, but then you won't have to hear nobody talking trash. So,
What?
I mean, I would rather eliminate this sound.
Like, do you look at the internet if you had to choose one, social media as a benefit or a nuisance?
It's a benefit. It's definitely a benefit. It can be a little bit, but it's because of the use of everybody else using it. Like you have teenagers and young kids on there causing problems and bullying people, and you have some other adults that's on here just using it for just regular casual. You have us on here using it for business purposes. So
Right.
because of the community mixture, it's a problem, but it's very useful if you're using it for the right reasons. It's a tool to help you promote your business. It gets you seen around the world. It's been plenty of times I've been published, and just from a post on my page, like I've been published from my page. um Black Girl Magic, shout out to Black Girl Magic, Meg. Okay. Um, so yeah, like you get picked up on so many different levels, and it's all around the world. If you actually looked at your criteria and everything, or your statuses, the places people pay attention to you at is just crazy. Like it'll be like yesterday you was in Brazil like 7 hours with like 13,000 people watching you. It's like, why?
Right.
Why is Brazil liking me like that? Nobody over here in Philly is tapping in yet. Like, so yeah. So
What about as far as like making music? Like you make music?
well, I've been writing some things, and I'm working on somebody with my sound right now, currently. So I'm trying to figure out what I sound like. So you've watched
Right.
Happy Feet, right? You've watched Happy Feet. I feel like I'm Happy Feet. That's what I feel like. I feel like that penguin in the film. I gotta find my voice. I don't have a voice, but I do something else that's special though. But I don't got a voice though.
That's interesting. Like, what about that? Like, would you do cartoon
Oh
voices?
yeah,
Voiceover?
animation and everything. That's actually another thing that I took up in college was animation. I took that up in
Wow.
middle school and high school as well. So animation and voiceovers and things, making sounds that aren't there, those things are my things. That's how I annoyed those kids. I'm gonna be honest. It's one of the making sounds that wasn't there, and they've like, yeah, she gotta go. We gotta get rid of her somehow.
So you know, so you've been through modeling. You're not interested in that as much as you used to be.
Oh no, I'm still interested in it. It's just not the same focus as it was before. It was like I took a nice picture and I'm beautiful, and You know, when you first start, especially when you're not the girl that was getting that kind of attention, it brings you some attention and you start thinking, oh, you know, like I'm beautiful and I'm this and I'm that. But there's so much more to modeling that makes it beautiful, that makes it like worth studying, worth actually being a part of. So I want to get to a place where I'm actually in those magazines where you feel like those articles that's being talked about years down the line in history, not just a picture on Instagram that's beautiful for the moment and it might, like, you know, whatever. I want to be for the whole time. So, I mean, I started to make costumes and I started doing that aggressively so I could be separated. That was the first part. I don't know what's going to come next, but that was definitely first. And it worked. It definitely worked and it set me apart. That was really key for a lot of, even the how I got selected for films is because of how I modeled, because I separated myself. So, and at the time, no one knew I made them. And then when they found out that I made them, then they were like, okay, now we got to work with her. Now we have to, you know, do something. Like, okay.
If you had a choice between investing or saving, which one would you pick?
Invest. If you can afford to invest, you should invest. Savings is kind of a scam. I don't know all the details, but I can tell you it's a scam. As many times as you try to save and then you go back and you look at it, I don't want nobody tapping my phone tonight. It's like, no, but yeah, no, I feel like, you know, it's just like, we're not gonna go back down that road, but definitely it's gonna be the investing part. If you can afford to invest, you should invest. If you know all the details about a company and you're willing to put up a certain amount and be able to receive that back, yeah, I would be investing. Most times rich people or wealthy people are always filled with investments anyway, and a lot of credit card debt or debt of some sort. So they're not saving. There's no savings. That's something that the bank be trying to tell you because they want you to feel bad about spending money a certain type of way.
I love how you think. Your thoughts is like what are 3 things you look for in your significant other?
Respect is number one.
What?
Respect is number one. Respect is number one, and this is why. Because, you know, people be like, you know, I want him to love me. It's like, yeah, how do you want him to love you? Men love a certain type way, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I haven't really crossed over, guys, and I'm not all the way over on the other side. So, yes, men have a way of talking. So, if I were to tell somebody that, it would be about being respectful and consistent and then honest.
Yeah.
Being respectful is the starting, because if you don't respect me, then you can't really love me, because you're going to do something that I'm not going to like. You're going to mistreat me, misuse me, and all those other things, or misplace me in general. And I don't want to be misplaced. If you respect me, you should respect me enough to tell me that, yeah, you know what, right now my career comes first. You're always going to be second or third, because God should come first, honestly. So I should be third. If you're going to be honest with me about that, then I can respect you. It's like those 3 things are going to be like the circle of everything in the relationship, in my opinion.
Consistency, honesty, and respect.
And respect.
Feeling that. Yeah, that's all honoring her. Oh, those 3 things is honoring. That's honorable.
Yeah, so they're honorable things, but they're the things that change into other things and other forms of communication. That makes it easy for you to be able to be like, okay, well, that doesn't hurt that bad. If you are consistently honest, then I'm not going to be surprised about something that shows up later on. If you're consistently honest, so one thing that I noticed is in relationships is guys have interest in other women. That happens. I'm not putting nobody out there, but it happens.
Yeah, she like green. Green represents a zodiac.
Yes, I'm emerald green all the time, and I'm also Tinkerbell. That's what people call me. I'm a tinker. So I'm like, you know, I'm messing around with stuff all day long and building things in a very magical way. So Yeah, but I just feel like, you know, if you honest about what you want, then I can be honest about what I can give you, and then I could just move accordingly to that. And I'm not expecting anything. I'm not expecting something that I would want, because I'm not expecting it because you've already told me, you know.
Right.
It helps. Those things help.
What's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you?
Whew. Oh man, this is a great story. All right, so we were in San Francisco. Picture it. So we were in San Francisco. It was me and my girlfriends. We were coming from some club, and I don't remember how I got this drunk. I'm gonna be honest with you. We weren't supposed to be drinking, but we were drinking, and we got on this bus, and this one bus driver, they used to take us over the bridge at night, and so the club's closed at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. The bus didn't get there until around 6 in the morning. So we had to like chill, and we just marinated in that alcohol before the bus got there. And this lady was a psycho bus driver. And the next thing you know, she takes me from the bus, and no, she, like, my friends take me from the bus or whatever. They put me in the front of the bus. They put me in the back of the bus, and then the bus starts tilting all around the bridge, and we're just like bouncing back and forth. And I don't even know how I even ended up on the ground. But the moment that the doors opened, I swear, I fell face forward on the ground, and you just heard this loud pat. None of my friends were there. I just was like, how did this happen, and how did I get here? And then next thing you know, I have my girlfriend like kind of picking me up, helping me, but it wasn't really help. So I'm like, yeah, this isn't embarrassing, but I can't even tell you how embarrassed I am because I'm so drunk and it's bad.
Right.
So that was like the most embarrassing thing that probably happened to me so far in public.
Yeah.
I couldn't erase that. Everybody saw that getting off the bus. Everybody knew that I was the girl that fell that night.
Like, what is the biggest thing people misunderstand about you?
That I will. Well, me, I'm not really I have a vibe check type thing, and if I feel a vibe that's off or something that just rubs me a little wrong, sometimes I kind of separate, as always, just kind of move away from that or not want to engage with anything that has to do with it. Right. So a lot of people misunderstand that I'm trying to do something towards them blatantly. And it's literally like, no, this is really my piece. This is really about me. I'm not comfortable. You know? I'm not at all comfortable. So I got to go and move over there. And maybe we're not going to talk as much, but it's better than what could happen if I stay in the situation. You know, I feel like, so I would just be like, you know, let me just ante up. But that's a misunderstanding thing because, you know, everybody wants to have some type of communication when it comes down to those things of some sort. And it's like, sometimes you're not owed that. Sometimes I don't need to tell you why or when or where I'm going or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I decide to just, you know, just politely not be a part of certain things that might be happening, just like respect that, you know, let it be what it is. Nobody's trying to be, you know, mean or nothing. It's just
I go through that a lot. That's why I needed to hear that.
Yeah,
boundaries.
It's a big thing with, especially with this, like you trying to build something like a career base of your own source and status, and then you have friends that's around that's doing like the worst or the wrong things for it. Not good publicity, not good, and like just not good company to keep. And they're around you, and then you're like, that's not going to work here. And it gets really, really hard to do if you've been around them for so long. But it's like, which one matters to you the most?
Yeah.
And this is where you got to pick. And I know some people feel like a little bit hurt by that, I guess. But it's like, yeah, but you have to understand that this thing that you're going after is the thing that's going to help you out later on in life. And the way your friends are going, they might not be there to help you later on in life. So you might want to pick the thing that's going to help you out. So
this is your life.
Yeah, be mindful and pick accordingly, and definitely make sure that you know what you want. If you know this is what you want, then it's going to be very easy. When you see your friends doing something crazy, you're like, yeah, nah, that's just not
right.
That's just not going to work.
Well, I'm so happy that I had you on, man. Like, how do you feel about my questions?
Yes, no, I love your questions. It's so crazy because I'm actually going to type up a list of designers that have inspired me now, because I got to look at all of them just to make sure that we got to put these in order, like the right way.
Right. If you wrote a book,
I definitely
would you write a book?
That's so fun.
Would you write a book?
I would. I was actually thinking about writing a book. I started writing a few things. Like I told you, everything's been kind of formulating together. So it's been a little bit of poetry, some half novels, I don't know what to call them, or scripts. And I would love to write like some type of children's book, of course, because it has to be with children. Children are, I think that's my biggest inspiration.
Right.
And of course, most of it has come from my son anyway, since he's been born. So I would definitely love to do a children's book or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you definitely going to still, you're focusing on acting still, modeling. You know, you're not a one-trick pony. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
You wear many hats.
Yeah, I wear many hats, and it's so crazy. It's like, you know, the jack of all trades. I didn't know the whole quote until like last year, and the girl posted it on TikTok, and she was like, "Yeah, the jack of all trades is the master of none," or something like that.
Right.
How does it go? The jack of all trades is a master of none, but more so better than a master of one. So it's like, yeah, that's the actual quotation. And it's so crazy because it's true. When you see trades, the reason why they got rid of trade schools is because, don't tap my phone, guys. They got rid of trade schools because the fact that people were getting these trades and they didn't have to call people that were professionals, that were going to colleges to get these degrees to do the same job that you can get the tradesmen to do for a cheaper fee, of course. But he was doing more jobs because he could do electricity. He could do the roof. He could do the basement. He could do the plumbing. He could do you had trade schools. He could even go out to your car, fix your car tire, put some oil in. That was what trade schools did. And it's like they erased that. And it's the reason why is because trades are tradable.
Jill of all trades.
Yes, I'm a Jill. Or Jacqueline.
Yeah, Jacqueline. That's fire. Yeah. Like what I was about to say.
Yeah, like a Jacqueline of all trades. So yeah, and it's one of it's my favorite like superpower, because it's like, you know, when you have a project and an artist comes to you and they're like, we have this idea, but we need this costume from you. And you're like, okay, I got the costume. And then they call you and they're like, it's not going to work because the background don't work. I'm like, I got the background. And they're like, all right, cool. It's not going to work day of. It's not going to work because my makeup not done. Oh, I got your makeup too. Don't worry about that. We got this whole situation situated, you know? So I just want to, you just want to kind of keep it, you know, like keep it going. The trades can just keep going and keep growing. That's how I like to describe it as. And it's like my favorite superpower.
Right. What about like, were you the only sibling coming up, or you have brothers and sisters?
I had a sister growing up, and she's a little hot ball. India Monet, shout out to her. Okay, she's actually the founder of the Black Women's March Philadelphia. So yeah, I'm so proud of her. That's my little sister, graduate from Temple. Okay, I mean dual degree, not no singulars. Okay, the girl was obsessed. She was obsessed with books, and she's all about, like, you know, Black culture and liberation and all of that. So, and the thing about it is growing up with her, I started to see more and more about the creative aspect, because it's like you especially with children. She's 3 years younger than me. So I kind of always did things that kind of make her laugh or smile or make her happy or comfortable. Or we played dolls together. I would make dolls for her and things like that. And it's like you see these things. And even now, you know, she still brings me stuff that I made her like from years ago. You see this thing you made me? I'm like, yeah.
So being the oldest really made you creative.
Yeah, and it helps, and you see the growth, and then you understand like where all the inspiration starts to come from. I would have to say her too, because if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't want to like entertain at all. I entertained her for like 20 some odd years now. So
right.
Yeah.
I had turned the comments off because we at the end of the interview. I'm so happy to have you on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thank you.
I only do an hour, so our hour is up. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Gates, East Coast have now Philadelphia mascot from the back block.
Yeah.
The INEZ.
Hey y'all.